This is my question for Judd Apatow and Leslie Mann. They were just taking questions in the theater here on that stage, and I didn't want to, be presumptuous and arrogant by putting up my hand. I felt like everybody else should have a shot, and I would be like, and I'm taking somebody else's shot. I'm very insecure, so I was feeling bad about that. But I had my whole question formulated, and now my friends who just left, they were like, you should have asked the question, you should have said something. And so I figure I'll do it now while it's still in my head. What I was planning to do, well, first of all, I was going to open with explaining to Judd. I was going to say, do you want me to ask a question, or do you want me to explain what happened to Toronto's Mayor Rob Ford today? Because they kept talking about on stage. Judd kept asking Richard Crouse, like, what happened to the mayor? And Richard was like, oh yeah, he got fired. And he was just being very coy, and I could see that Judd really just wanted to be told what happened, and it kind of made me nervous the whole show. I felt like it was like an itch I wanted to scratch so that we could just continue. It was like, having to pee through a whole entire show and just not being able to think of anything else, which I actually do have to pee right now, so I'm just going to get this done quickly. But anyway, so I would be like, when I had the mic, if they gave it to me to ask a question, I would be like, Judd, do you want me to tell you about the mayor or ask a question? And I guarantee Judd would have said, yeah, tell me what happened to the mayor. So I would have said, well, basically, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was something like, Rob's very into football. He likes working with a football team and youth and stuff, and he was soliciting donations for a football club on his mayor letterhead, which you're not allowed to do because that's kind of intimidating people, and it feels like you're going to force them to do favors, or you're going to do favors to them or something like that. So he had $3,000 that he had gotten from people based on his letterhead, and then council voted on whether he should have to give the money back, whether this was a breach of protocol, and the mayor is not allowed to vote on a motion like that involves himself, whether he's supposed to give money back, and he did vote on that, and he voted that he shouldn't have to give the money back, which is a conflict of interest, and I think he had like 3 other chances to apologize and just give the money back, but he's kind of a little bit arrogant and figured that nothing bad would ever happen to him, so he didn't ever give that money back, and so it went to court, and he was ruled to be in conflict of interest, and the mandatory.
But hopefully he'll be able to appreciate that if I just go buy the frame, that he just has to blur me out so it doesn't go on YouTube or something like that.
No, I wouldn't put that on
here's
YouTube.
The little blurry part
over
here.
Man.
But you keep the voice. The voice is kind of funny. It would be like one of those things like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, maybe I'll animate like a monkey face over you or something. Are you going to kick me out?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll keep cinema to wrap it up. But thanks for coming out.
No worries. It was probably too long a question to ask anyways. So that's what happened to Rob Ford, and anyways, and then I think Judd would have been so appreciative of my explaining to him finally that he would be like, yeah, you know what, you can ask your question too. And then my question would have been, Judd, have you ever considered, acting? Like, why don't you play yourself in the movie This Is 40? It's got your wife, it's got your kids. Clearly, Paul Rudd's character is based on yourself. Why not be like a Woody Allen or something, or Larry David, and sort of write yourself into the thing? But then it turns out that the guy who asked the question last sort of asked about acting, and Judd told him a story about how he did badly in a commercial audition once, and he was told he couldn't act when he had done sort of an audition for an agent doing a part from This Is Sam, or All About Sam, some kind of sitcom that involved Sam. And so he was all kind of modest, and basically he said, I don't know why I'm explaining what he said now, because this video is for Judd. And you know what you said. So, anyways, I guess it turns out I don't really have a question for you, but maybe I'll make one up now. Do you really read your tweets? Because I tweet you all the time, and you responded once a couple of years ago, but you haven't really responded since, so I'm just wondering, do you have like an assistant doing that? This is a stupid question. So I just hope that you appreciate what I explained about Rob Ford, and if you need anybody who looks kind of like this for a movie, I'm available, and I'm also available for, if you know any nice Jewish girls or whatever, I'm available for dating as well.